Previously on Dragon Ball Shinken, despite all efforts of Piccolo, the Namekian god Cumber managed to gather the Namek's Dragon Balls and have his wishes granted. But what were these wishes? And also, when Goku and Vegeta were talking to King Kai to learn more about Cumber, they were interrupted by Daishinken, who suddenly called them to come to him. What did Cumber ask to Porunga? And what does Daishinken want with Goku and Vegeta? Find out now. Episode 17, The Annihilation of the Evil Saiyans, Planet Cumber. At the center of the Evil Saiyan homeworld stands the castle of King Cumber. Two beams of light approach this castle, heading towards it at high speed. In the main hall of the castle, Cumber is seated on his grand throne, surrounded by some bodyguards who belong to the elite Saiyans of his planet. Those two beams of light break through the ceiling of the room, landing on the hall floor, with the debris of the roof falling around them. The two invaders are Goku and Vegeta. The King's guards all rush toward them, emanating Cumber's evil energy, which has surely amplified their common power, which was certainly not low to begin with. But for old Goku and God Vegeta, this is nothing. Goku, in a moment that takes a fraction of a second, knocks out all the Saiyan guards attacking him, leaving them unconscious on the ground without even understanding how they were attacked. Vegeta, on the other hand, simply lets himself be surrounded by the enemies, and then, when they all attack simultaneously, he releases his energy of destruction in the form of a small whirlwind of destructive power, which instantly turns all those soldiers into dust. After dealing with the guards, Goku and Vegeta start walking towards Cumber, who remains seated on his throne, while watching their approach. Cumber says he expected nothing less from them and was eager to see them again. Vegeta tells him to stop acting so relaxed, because he knows his destruction has arrived, and this time it won't be like the last. On the other side, Goku tells the King of the Evil Saiyans that his ambitions end today. Cumber laughs and says that's what they'll see. At that moment, Goku and Vegeta are surprised when several holes start appearing in the ceiling of the wall, and the people who cause these breaches land around them. In total, they are surrounded by 12 creatures, all looking closely at who these 12 beings that just arrived are: Goku and Vegeta. Besides being completely surprised, realize that dealing with this will be a big problem. To understand all of this, let's see what happened about an hour ago. In the Palace of the Almighty, the atmosphere is very tense. Zeno is sitting on his throne, looking a bit worried, while his bodyguards around him are sweating, clearly nervous. In front of them is Daishinken, who has a very serious expression. Goku and Vegeta arrive at the location using instant transmission, and when they do, Zeno is taken aback, while the guards immediately move in front of him to protect the Supreme God. But Daishinken calms everyone down, saying that they are the benevolent Saiyans he mentioned. Goku and Vegeta are quite intrigued by this, and they never imagined they would see Zeno so frightened. Daishinken still maintains his calm and polite demeanor, thanking the two for responding to his call. But they notice that even Daishinken, the person who always seems so detached from everything due to his superiority, is worried about something. Vegeta gets straight to the point, asking why Daishinken called him there and how he knows who they are. Daishinken says he doesn't know exactly who they are, but he saw what happened on planet Earth and how Vegeta confronted Cumber. Goku asks if the Grand Priest has been keeping an eye on them all this time, and he responds by saying that ever since the events that occurred on Earth, yes. He says he was keeping an eye on Cumber, so as a consequence he ended up seeing the two of them as well. The Supreme Angel also mentions that he was completely impressed when he saw the power of Goku and Vegeta, especially Vegeta's power, who somehow knows how to use Shinken. Daishinken says that when he saw the two of them fight, he became very curious about them, as aside from being two Saiyans who are not under Cumber's control, they are also extremely powerful and have achieved an ability that almost no one in the multiverse has managed to attain. Impatient, Vegeta gets straight to the point again, asking Daishinken what he wants and why he called him there. Daishinken can't help but comment on how impatient Vegeta is, but he doesn't think that's a bad thing, especially because the matter is really urgent. He then decides to give a direct answer, saying that he called him there because of Cumber. Obviously. Daishinken explains that since they faced Cumber on Earth, he has been keeping an eye on them as well, and has somewhat understood their situation. The Grand Priest says that they can make a deal. If Goku and Vegeta defeat Cumber, he will help them return to the reality they belong to. Of course, this leaves Goku and Vegeta very surprised and excited at the same time. Goku asks if Daishinken really knows what's happening to them and requests an explanation, but the angel says that first they must deal with Cumber, and then they can have what they want. Goku and Vegeta agrees, but mentions that they want to know exactly who this Cumber is and how he became so powerful. They learned some things about him while talking to King Kai, but Daishinken interrupted the conversation, and they didn't fully understand everything. Daishinken explains to them that everything the North Kai talked about thought was correct. Cumber is an evil Saiyan who many years ago managed to rule over his race. He was born with a very special condition and mastered a very eccentric energy that can control the hearts of others and learn from those who possess it. Shinken tells them that Cumber had the desire to completely dominate the entire universe, and leading the evil Saiyans, he embarked on a universal domination campaign, massacring numerous planets. In his travels, he discovered the existence of various universes and many gods much stronger than himself, which motivated him even further. However, knowing that he was very weak compared to the deities he wanted to surpass, Cumber realized that he needed a lot of time to become strong enough to face these gods. From that moment on, he began the search for the secret of immortality. After extensive research, he learned about the Dragon Balls and asked to become immortal, so he would have time to train and gain enough experience to confront the gods. The Dragon Balls that Cumber found belonged to a random part of Universe 7, where a Namekian lived. Through this Namekian, he discovered there were also orbs on Namek, but he never dared to attack Namek because it was home to a being known as the Namekian god, a Namekian warrior who inherited a portion of the power of the great god Zalama, one of the strongest beings in all of existence. Cumber continued his journey until he also learned about the existence of the Grand Zeno, and wanted to somehow become immune to his powers. The evil Saiyan eventually discovered the Super Dragon Balls, found a way to locate these orbs, summoned Super Shenron, and make his wish. Cumber's wish was to become immune to even the most destructive abilities in the multiverse, including Zeno's ability to erase anything from existence. In this way, Cumber became immune to both the power of the God of Destruction and Zeno's abilities. Vegeta asks why Cumber didn't simply wish to become the supreme being of the universe, as that is his goal. Shinken says that indeed he could have done that, but it seems he didn't want to become the strongest being so easily. Cumber wants to be the strongest through his own efforts, climbing every step by facing and defeating all his enemies. Vegeta says he understands that mentality and recognizes that Cumber is a true Saiyan after all. Shinken explains that since Cumber had no intention of making any more wishes to Super Shenron and didn't want anyone to make a wish that would harm him, he simply destroyed the Super Dragon Balls. Beerus, the god of destruction of Universe 7, had been sleeping for many years. When he woke up, he discovered that a Saiyan was causing massive destruction in his universe, so he decided to destroy the Saiyan. When Beerus faced Cumber, he was superior in overall power. But the fact that he simply couldn't destroy Cumber made his victory almost impossible. To make matters worse, Cumber kept getting stronger throughout the fight, whether from the most severe injuries Beerus inflicted or from his great ability to learn while fighting. In the end, Beerus was defeated, and after that, Cumber felt much more confident in facing the other gods, beginning a campaign to annihilate the gods of destruction. Goku asked how many gods Cumber has already killed so far. Shinken responds that recently, all that remained have been killed. Goku asks what Cumber is going to do now that all the gods of destruction are dead. Shinken replies by saying that his next target is certainly Zeno, and that's what's got him so worried. Goku asks if Zeno is unable to defend himself. Shinken explains that Zeno is not a fighter, and all his power is confined to his sovereign ability to erase all things. But if Cumber is unaffected by that, there's nothing he can do to defend against this Saiyan. Vegeta asks why Shinken himself doesn't defend Zeno. Shinken says that an angel cannot directly involve in a battle, and that includes him. Goku then asks about Zeno's bodyguards and whether they are not capable of defending him. Shinken says that the guards of the Almighty are very strong, but he's not sure if they can defeat Cumber. Even if they can, it's a battle everyone wants to avoid, and that's why he needs Goku and Vegeta's help. After explaining all this, Shinken asks if they accept this mission. Goku and Vegeta find it amusing when the angel asks this, as it's obvious that they won't refuse to fight against this extremely powerful guy. Shinken smiles when he hears this and says that's what he wanted to hear. So the Grand Priest seals the deal. If Goku and Vegeta defeat Cumber, he will help them return to their reality. After the deal is sealed, Goku and Vegeta ask where they can find Cumber, and Shinken replies by saying that at this moment, he's on his planet called Planet Cumber. This is the same planet that he took from Yamoshi many years ago, through the war that North Kai told him about. Shinken says he will send them there right away. Using his magical powers, Shinken simply teleports Goku and Vegeta from there. When the two Saiyans are no longer there, Zeno asks worriedly if Shinken really thinks they will be able to defeat Cumber. Shinken responds by saying that except for him, the other three most powerful beings in the multiverse and some angels, those two are the only ones who can defeat Cumber. After Shinken teleports them, Goku and Vegeta appear on planet Cumber. As soon as they set foot on the planet, they feel a very bad sensation, as if the air on the planet is heavier. Vegeta deduces that this bad feeling is certainly due to Cumber's evil energy, which is completely imbued in that place. Eager to fight, Goku suggests that they go and meet Cumber right away and says that this time he will be the one to face this guy, as Vegeta has already fought him once. But to their surprise, in a very short time, a veritable army of Saiyans approaches and surrounds the two of them. These Saiyans are all dominated by Cumber's evil energy. Vegeta says that this is a waste of time and that he wanted to go straight to find Cumber, but Goku says they have no choice, as if they don't defeat these Saiyans, they will hinder the battle against Cumber. Goku and Vegeta surround themselves with a thin layer of energy with the goal of not being touched by the evil energy surrounding these Saiyans. Afterward, they command everyone to come at them. The first one tries to attack Vegeta, but before he even gets close to the Hakaishin, he is hit by a wave of energy that disintegrates him, and then several dozens of warriors behind him. After that, Goku goes like a rocket toward a group of Saiyans, hitting them like a rampaging elephant, throwing the Saiyans into the air by the dozens. Some guys try to surround him and hit him from all sides, but Goku dodges all of them simultaneously with a leap and then throws an energy sphere in their midst, which when it explodes, scatters them in all directions. Other guys catch up to him in the sky and attempt various attacks, but Goku easily dodges all of them and then knocks them all out in the blink of an eye. A group of Saiyans advances against Vegeta, who explodes all of them with several spheres of ki, until when one of them hits him with a blow, the Saiyan Prince holds his hand, touches his body with the other hand, and hits him with a Big Bang attack. The Saiyan is charged by the ki sphere, which then explodes in the middle of a group, disintegrating dozens of warriors. After that, Vegeta sees a group of Saiyans joining forces to launch a coordinated attack against him, a very powerful energy wave that comes toward the Hakaishin. However, he responds with a small sphere of destructive energy that turns the enemy's energy into nothing as it advances and explodes, making them all disappear from existence. Saiyan soldiers fall from the sky in dozens, knocked out by Goku, who, as he's attacked by the men, dodges and knocks them out with a single blow. A Saiyan who appears to be more powerful than most forms a massive energy sphere and launches it at Goku. Seeing this as an opportunity, he forms a Kienzan and throws it at the energy sphere, which is simply cut in half by the disc. But Goku manipulates the disc against the power sphere, repeating this process several times, cutting that massive sphere into smaller pieces. After doing this, Goku waits for those various smaller energy portions to reach him, and using his psychic energy, he hurls those small slices of energy at the other soldiers, causing multiple explosions in the area, and taking several Saiyan warriors out of combat. When an enemy tries to hit him with a flying kick, Vegeta grabs the guy's leg and starts spinning him in a way that hits and pushes away all the Saiyans who are about to attack, using one man to take down 10 and then launches him at another guy who was approaching. The next one to attack Vegeta is a Saiyan who is much larger than the others, but even this guy, with a much stronger appearance, sees his big hand break when hitting the chest of the God of Destruction. Vegeta counters with a punch that simply shatters the man's teeth. After that, he inserts a small flake of destructive energy into the guy's mouth and throws him at a group of soldiers. A large explosion occurs inside the big guy, extending to the surroundings and also killing dozens of other warriors. Goku complains to Vegeta, saying he doesn't need to kill so many of them, but Vegeta says that his job as a God of Destruction is to eliminate everything harmful to the balance of the universe, and this is certainly the case with these Saiyans. The next to attack Vegeta has his leg broken upon hitting the Hakaishin's face, and then is pierced through the chest by his hand, and is simply undone by the power of destruction. Goku forms a Sokidan in his hand, and then launches and manipulates the energy sphere to simply hit a bunch of Saiyan soldiers coming from all around him. As they are hit by the energy sphere, the enemies fall from the sky in masses. Goku finishes the attack by launching the sphere at a larger Saiyan, carrying with him two other soldiers who were behind him. From the sky, Vegeta makes a rain of ki blasts fall against a group of Saiyans who are destroyed in multiple explosions. A group of Saiyans advance with a grab, trying to hold the God of Destruction, but they are quickly expelled when Vegeta explodes his energy, destroying them, and then attacks with a Gallic gun to sweep another group of soldiers that approaches from the front. Surrounded by multiple enemies, Goku uses the Taioken to blind them all, and before they recover their vision, they are completely knocked out by the old Saiyan. After that, Goku creates his giant ki avatar and, using the giant's hands, sweeps dozens of Saiyans from the sky and the ground with powerful slaps. While strangling two Saiyans, one with each hand, Vegeta tells Goku that dealing with these guys is a waste of time. I'll deal with these guys in a second. Kakarot, step aside. Even though he imagines what Vegeta would do and doesn't like it, Goku moves away with teleportation after dismissing the giant. With Goku away, Vegeta quickly concentrates his power, and after accumulating enough energy, he uses his final explosion, creating a massive explosion that, in a single instant, wipes the Saiyan army out of existence. After the technique ends, Goku approaches Vegeta saying it's a pity that all those people died this way. But Vegeta says that the death of those Saiyans certainly means the salvation of trillions of lives in the future. Looking at the castle at the center of the planet, Vegeta flies toward it, and Goku does the same. As they approach the castle, some guards around the building go toward them with bloodlust and no regard for life. A group of soldiers flies towards Vegeta while firing a barrage of ki blasts, but the god of destruction simply surrounds his body with destructive energy and moves toward the soldiers as the energy attacks dissolve when they touch his aura. When the moment of collision between Vegeta and these men arrives, the soldiers simply explode, but Vegeta remains unharmed, continuing his flight as if nothing had happened. The other group comes toward Goku, who also heads toward them without any hesitation. As they start to approach, the soldiers begin to emit an even larger amount of energy, drastically increasing their speed to collide with Goku with extreme force. But to their utter frustration, Goku simply points his hand at them and makes them disappear. The Saiyans reappear in space, flying toward a passing meteor, with which they collide and explode. With the guards out of the way, Goku and Vegeta proceed freely toward the castle. In the main hall of the castle, Cumber is sitting on his large throne, surrounded by some bodyguards, who belong to the elite Saiyans of his planet. By this point, he already knows what happened to the entire army of the planet, and he laughs, saying that he had already imagined that those worms would never be able to stop those two. But it's always fun to see a massacre, even when it comes to his own people. The castle's roof is breached as the two invaders land on the ground. It's Goku and Vegeta. The king's guards all move toward them, attacking without any fear. In a moment that takes a fraction of a second, Goku knocks out all the Saiyan guards, who attack him, rendering them all unconscious on the ground without even understanding how they were attacked. Vegeta, on the other hand, simply allows himself to be surrounded by the enemies, and then when they all attack at the same time, he releases his energy of destruction in the form of a small whirlwind of power of destruction, which instantly turns all those soldiers into dust. After taking care of the guards, Goku and Vegeta start walking through the hall toward Cumber, who remains seated on his throne as he watches their approach. Cumber says he expected nothing less from them, and that he was looking forward to seeing them again. Vegeta tells him to stop acting so calm, as he knows his destruction has arrived, and this time, it won't be like the last. On the other hand, Goku tells the king of the evil Saiyans that his ambitions come to an end today. Cumber laughs and says that's what they'll see. At this moment, Goku and Vegeta are surprised when several holes start appearing in the hall's roof, and the people who caused these breaches land around them. In total, they are surrounded by 12 creatures, and looking closely at those 12 beings that have just arrived, Goku and Vegeta, besides being completely surprised, realize that dealing with this is going to be a big problem. Those who have just arrived are simply the gods of destruction, surrounded by Cumber's evil aura, looking at them with an extremely voracious expression. At the request of the Shinken, Goku and Vegeta go to planet Cumber to face the king of the evil Saiyans, who aspires to destroy the entire divine hierarchy of the multiverse and bring chaos to all of existence. After dealing with all the Saiyans on the planet, they reach the king. However, he has a highly unusual personal guard, the gods of destruction. How did Cumber gain control over all the gods of destruction? How will Goku and Vegeta deal with all of them at the same time? Find out in the next episodes of Dragon Ball Shinken.